Hi everyone, this is NElise. I am coming to you today to talk to you about Confessions of NElise, part 1, because I have so many of them. So, today I came to talk to you about perfectionism. And as I get ready to tell you all about it, I am screaming on the inside because I don't want to. I really don't want to. I have no interest whatsoever in being vulnerable with you. No, I'm just kidding. Just totally kidding. But what I really have a fear of is putting my own imperfections on blast, because as a perfectionist, I like everything to look good. I like everything to be right. I like everything to be perfect, come perfect, look perfect, all of that. And that is a requirement that I hold for myself. And as you can see, that, well, maybe some of you can't see it, but it's so unrealistic. So unrealistic. Finally, the weather is perfect outside. And I'm actually really excited to talk to you about this. The only thing that I have a little bit of hesitation about is sharing my vulnerability and sharing my imperfection. But that is actually what makes me me. And that is what I started to embrace a long time ago. The things that make me me. And yet, it was still masked by needing to be perfect. And I'm going to give you some examples of that. Some examples of my imperfection look like this. I was sitting on the God channel, Path of Broken Dreams, Reigniting the Passion Within, for about a year. I wrote that book and I did nothing with it. Why? Because it wasn't perfect. It was hard. It was rough. It was my stories of my experience with broken dreams. And God has this really great way of using me to put my life on blast for people. And I don't mind. I actually don't mind, but it's a scary place for me to be, because I have to be vulnerable and I have to show people my heart and I have to show people my mess. But my mess and my mistakes, my imperfections, and all the walls that I've hit over time collectively have made me who I am. And I've actually tried to hide who I am, because society says that you have to look a specific way. You have to present yourself a certain way. You have to have a certain education. You have to have a lot of things that I didn't feel I always had, that society says makes you great. I have one thing in my mind. I had one thing that made me great. The thing that I knew that I knew I was good at. And that is giving advice and channeling God and spirit and being in the physical metaphysics. I was great at that. I loved being there, and the only thing that I didn't like being is in myself. If I was with God and spirit all day long, I was good. But have me deal with my pain, my wounds, my secrets and imperfections, I didn't want to be there. So another confession that I actually have to tell you is that I have ADD, right? So for me, get out of my camera. So for me, I will take at least 10,000 different paths to say one thing. So in some of my videos, you may see that I loop and that I have different ways of saying things, even though they all say the same thing and it's just a different path to saying that same thing. That's because I'm unorganized. So I actually had to get organized with my thoughts. And this is an assignment that God and Spirit gave me. They gave this to me because they knew that this was going to be my saving grace. And perhaps if you have ADD, it might be yours too. But it was called The Lies of My Imperfection. And I'm going to actually put this on my blog so you can take an up-close look at the work that I did to help heal myself. And maybe you can do it for yourself as well, whatever version that you've got going on, whether it be perfectionism, whether it be loyalty, whether it be the way you look, the way you talk, the way you speak, whatever it may be. I promise it will help you. It will really help you, because today I can honestly say to you that I feel better. I feel freer in the fact that I don't necessarily care so much about what my life looks like to other people. And the thing that runs my life with perfectionism is that I always thought that I wasn't smart enough, that I wasn't good enough. And I'm a people pleaser. I like people to like me. And if you don't like me, it said something very personal to me. And it actually made me feel like I shouldn't like me if other people didn't like me. And it made me question if I was actually as good as I thought I was. And the thing about that is I do like me, but I'm not made for everyone. I am made for someone, but I'm not made for everyone. Some people will like me, some people won't. I could be Mother Teresa or I could be a sinner on the street, and everyone is going to have their own personal perspective of who I am. And that has nothing to do with me. That actually has to do with them and their conversations and their experiences and the way they were brought up. So that's what I had to do, is I had to get really real with myself. I had to look and I had to say, what makes you you, you know? So when I did this, I looked at perfectionism leads to, right? Perfectionism leads to comparing myself to others, because I would look at other people and compare myself and be like, I'm not as pretty, or I'm not as good, or why would they like me when they have the... Don't do that to yourself. I'm not doing that to myself anymore. Not at all. Then it leads to fake relationships, because if you're so busy trying to be perfect, you're trying to cover up something, because no one is perfect. And if you meet other people that think they're perfect, all of you are going to have a very fake relationship, right? Fake. So no more of that. Losing myself, judging myself. I'm so critical of myself because I have to get it right. And it's exhausting. Lack of trust in others stems from perfectionism. And that's a big one. Lack of trust in others, because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to make the right decisions because I made bad ones. I didn't trust myself to give my heart, because when I did, it got walked all over. There's many reasons, and yet all of the things that you've gone through in your life have come to help you be a greater version of yourself. And the greatest thing that I can leave you with in this beginning part of perfectionism for me is that what I've learned is that I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to know everything. I don't want to pretend like I know everything, because I'm tired. It is a tiring place to be. So I no longer feel the need to fix myself so other people think that I'm great. I no longer want to fix myself so that people can say that I'm the good one, or that I did the right thing, or that I made the right choice, or that I look good because I fit into their society. I'm a little strange. I am supernaturally super. I believe in dragons and fairies, and all the greatest part of who I am stems from the things that I tried to hide from other people. And that makes me unique. It makes me different. It makes me unlike anyone else. And that's what you have to get. You are perfectly created to be unlike anyone else. And that's what I learned. I'm perfectly created to be unlike anyone else. And I'm not going to try to fix all the things that I think are wrong with me before I love myself. I'm going to start loving who I am right now, because who I am right now is going to be completely different in a year. Who I am right now is going to be different next month. And all the things that I'm starting to learn about myself inside may change who I am tomorrow. Who knows? But I am constantly striving to grow and to learn and to share and to teach and to live from my heart, so that maybe you can be brave enough to live from yours. And if we all learn to be brave, and if we all learn to open up from our heart, then maybe we can all start to get along together and love each other and love ourselves, because you are brilliant and beautiful and smart and creative and all of those things that you are afraid to show. Your uniqueness that you're afraid to show. You're great, and we need that and you need me, and I need you. And I hope that in me sharing that perfectionism is unrealistic, and that you better just start loving you now, that you can be courageous enough to live from your heart. And I am going to post this on my blog, like I already said, but just in case you missed it, I'm going to post this on my blog so you can get an up close and personal look at all of my imperfection, but it will show you how I came up with it and how I intend to fix it and what I'm working on. And I encourage you all to do the same. So be loved, be beautiful, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.